Sanford Police Department. Line is being recorded. Sean.
Hey, we've had some break-ins in my neighborhood, and there's a real suspicious guy. It's Retrieve View Circle. The best address I can give you is 111 Retrieve View Circle. This guy looks like he's up to no good, or he's on drugs or something. It's raining, and he's just walking around looking about.
Okay, and this guy, is he white, black, or Hispanic?
He looks black.
Did you see what he was wearing?
Yeah, a dark hoodie, like a gray hoodie, and either jeans or sweatpants and white tennis shoes.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is Ben from TikTikGaming. Now, I know you guys are used to commentaries that are very laid back and just very, just joking around and just all fun. But this commentary is a little bit more solemn, and the topic today is Treyvon Martin and his murderer, George Zimmerman. If you live in the U.S., you've probably heard about this, and I'm sure very many people in the U.K. and I'm sure a lot of other countries have heard about this. What basically happened was Treyvon Martin had just left a liquor store and had purchased a bag of Skittles for his brother and an Arizona iced tea. And on his way back to his home, George Zimmerman, the person in the call, reported him as being a suspicious person in his neighborhood. And as you heard, there were multiple break-ins, so he did have a right to be suspicious. However, what was left out of the call, which is not included in this call but can be heard in other 911 calls that happened during that time, is that George intercepted Treyvon with a weapon. And in the other 911 call, you can clearly hear a person. I'm not saying who it is. No, it's not official who it is. But you can hear someone screaming for help. You hear a gunshot, and the screams for help stop. Now, George says it was him. He says he was being attacked by Treyvon. However, there are no signs of attack on George. And he also claims he was the one screaming for help. Now, the argument has been raised, why are you screaming for help if you have a weapon? And then why would you stop screaming immediately after you fire? I agree with this argument. However, I do understand that if you have a weapon, you're not going to want to shoot someone unless you are out of the average, which would be considered normal for most people. You're not going to want to be the one pulling the trigger and ending that person's life. So I understand maybe he was screaming for help. Maybe he wanted someone else to show up. I'm not making any judgments, and I'm not saying anyone is guilty or not guilty. I'm just raising this commentary, I'm raising this debate, and making it more even, because it's a very one-sided situation right now. And clearly, someone who's unarmed, there's very many things that can be done before you end up shooting the person attacking you. Because even if Treyvon was being the aggressor in this situation, George did have a firearm. But George is also at least twice as old. Probably twice as old as Treyvon. And if I'm fighting someone who's half as young as me, I'm sure I can do a few more things before I'm going to use a gun on them. Arguably, he did appear suspicious to George, and George was the leader of the neighborhood watch in his neighborhood. And if you don't know what that is, Neighborhood Watch is a group that started, and they vow to report any suspicious activity happening in their neighborhood. So by calling, he was doing the correct thing. However, although he was told very clearly not to follow Treyvon, he ignored the command given by the 911 operator and continued following him. This already is one reason why I think he is in the wrong in this situation. Because if he was attacked, that's no reason for him to be using violence if he's been told not to follow. It's a very complicated situation. Right now, no charges have been filed against him because it's considered an act of self-defense for him to have actually pulled the trigger. And because no one knows, and there's no video, and there's no witnesses, as far as I know, as of now, and as far as I know, there's nothing that can be done about it. And I'm going to do a follow-up commentary when there's more information, but right now there's very limited amounts of information that have been shared. However, as far as now, the investigation has ceased, but there are very many Twitter groups fighting to have justice be served. However, as I said, there's no way of knowing. And as for now, that was the end of my commentary, and I will be sure to do a follow-up commentary. Thank you for listening. This has been Ben from TikTikGaming. Peace.